There are two elements inside of HTML that are a little bit difficult to understand, and those are the section element and the article element. The semantics for them are wishy-washy, but I want to sort of help you understand. So let's say we have a website here. We have our main. Then within that, let's say this website is selling products. So we have product 1. Maybe that's an H2. And maybe it has a paragraph here. Let's put a short paragraph like that. And then maybe we have another product. So this is product 2. So here's our sort of e-commerce website or whatever. Since these two products can stand alone in the sense that you could take these two products from this website and put them on another website that sells similar products, and they would still make sense, they can actually be wrapped in an article. So the article element is used to denote a chunk of content that can stand alone by itself, a chunk of content that could be removed from this website and still make sense. The section element is slightly different. It's for grouping things together. So it can go either inside of an article or outside of an article. Let's say let's adjust our website a little bit. I'll put an H1 here. Let's say we have an H2 for big products, and then we have another H2 down here for small products. So these should be changed now to H3s, just to be appropriate here. So I'm going to copy and paste these here. So we now have a total of 4 products on our website. We have big products and we have small products. So if we're thinking about the section then, a section can be used to group things together thematically. So since these are all big products here, these two, I could group them with a section like that. Make sure to watch my indentation. And I could group these into another section. So now I have articles that represent unique pieces of content that could be taken off this website and put on another one. So like a product or a blog post or an email message, something like that. And then we have a section element that can be used to sort of group thematically related things together. Now, the confusing thing about this is that right now I've got section outside of article, but I could also put a section inside of an article. So let's do another example here. Let's say I create an article like this, and this is maybe a recipe. So let's call it bean soup. So here's my recipe here. A recipe can stand alone by itself, but a recipe could also have different components to it. So it could have the ingredients. So that could go into a section. And then we could also have the directions. So the sections by themselves cannot stand alone. They're just denoting thematically similar things, but the article altogether can stand alone by itself. The important thing when you're using an article in a section is they should have a heading immediately inside them. So if you're not planning on putting a heading immediately inside it, then an article and a section are probably not appropriate for you. And one more thing about articles and sections, so what I'm going to show you now applies to both of them, is they can also have headers and footers. So we looked at header and footer before, and we looked at how they could be used to denote the header and footer of your website, but you can also have a header and a footer for your article or your section. And you can even have a main in here too. So the header, let's say this is a blog post. The header could be the name of the blog post, like that. And then the footer would be something like the author of the post and maybe the publish time. And then inside of the main, we would have all of the sort of text content. Whoop, I cannot type. So inside of here, we'd have all the paragraphs for the text of the content. So we have a header here inside of our section, we have a main inside of our section, and we have a footer inside of our section. So previously I mentioned that the header was denoting the header of our website, but really the header is the header of a piece of content. Main is the main piece of content. Footer is the footer part of the content, like a secondary information. When I'm speaking about secondary information, there's one more element that I'm going to throw at you in this video, and that's the aside element. Aside is used to denote extra information. So it could be used for related links, or a sidebar, or a pull quote, something like that. That's really what the aside is for. So the aside will associate itself either with the neighboring main or the section that it's inside, or the neighboring article. So there's lots of different ways we can organize our content using sections and articles and asides and mains and headers and footers. And it's all dependent upon what your content is and what the purpose of it is and how you want it to be organized.